Yeah, thank you. That was a good win for us, and particularly for our seniors. You know, this entire week we talked about that group that was going to be honored before the game and how much they mean to everybody, how hard they've worked, how they've kept a positive attitude this year, and that's been tough. You know, we had high expectations coming in. Things didn't go as well as we thought they would, but those guys kept everybody together and kept practicing hard and playing hard. It's just great to send them out with a win.
Where do you notice them holding everybody up?
Say that again.
Where do you notice the seniors holding everybody up?
Just the way we've been able to keep an attitude, a winning attitude, a positive attitude, and how hard we've worked. You know, that group has done a great job, and it means a lot to them, and they played really hard today. You know, our effort out on the field by the defense, our effort out on the field by offense, our effort out on the field by our special teams took everybody to win that game.
You kind of look at the way Jason played, able to lead them down there for a couple touchdown drives, and then at the very end, getting the win, just his performance today and what he's meant to this program, a playoff appearance last year and a Player of the Year award, and this year not as high praise as maybe a year ago, but what he's meant to you in trying to build this thing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to say how great of a competitor he is and how tough he is and mentally tough he is. You know, today didn't start out real well offensively. We missed some things. We weren't clicking. Our timing was off. Some of it was him, some of it was the receiver, some was the O-line. But we stayed positive on the sideline. I thought our assistant coaches did a great job with that. And Jason stayed tough and made the plays in the second quarter and in the second half that we needed to go win the game. So it's a lot of credit to him and his toughness, and he's certainly been a great leader for us and a tremendous player.
Defensively, you guys, aside from the one big long run, just holding them to field goals is outside of one other, but holding them to field goals and standing tall when you guys needed to. What did you see defensively that was able to?
Yeah, I felt like going in the game was a huge challenge for our defense. It was a team that's been running the ball really well with the best running back maybe in the conference. I don't see them all, but he's really good. You know, he's been really good since they first got him, and he made some great plays. Our guys tackled well. We ran to the ball. We got extra bodies to the ball. It was great to see the effort that we put out on the field. And then in the fourth quarter there to come up with those stops and pressure the quarterback and make the plays we needed to win the game was a huge effort by our defense.
Coach, when we talked to you earlier in the year, I believe it was media day, and you talked about when you first got the job here and you walked through campus, the body language of the football team wasn't great and how that has changed over the years. You've been a part of that, but talk about how the senior class, especially those who have been here for a while, have been a part of that change of culture here at MSU.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the first guy that comes to my mind is Kevin Ellis, you know, because he's been here forever. And Kevin is a real positive young man. He works extremely hard. It was so fun that first spring when we won our first game to see the look in his eyes and the pride that he had. And then as the year went on and we won the next one and we won the next one, how their expectations changed. And, you know, that's one big part of coaching is to try to teach kids to have high expectations and stick together and work and go make it happen. And Kevin's been a huge part of that, as all the seniors have. But he's the first one that comes to mind because you talked about the guys that have been here before.
When you look at this program and now where the expectations are of this program, is this senior class, is that, you know, are those the guys you look to when you think of where that pivotal moment was, especially when you got here, but where the expectations shift in this program?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, the guys that stayed, the guys that worked so hard and led and, you know, changed the expectations, and then the new guys that we brought in that came in here and had great attitudes and good talent and really fit in and were able to mold it together as a team. I think that's, you know, kind of two groups. The group that was here before and stuck it out and excelled and had fun, and then the new guys that we brought in. So that's kind of the way college football is nowadays with that transfer portal.
After you guys went through that tough stretch where you have got that losing streak, you guys won 2 of the last 3, you guys could have quit. You guys said with the season that you guys were expected to have, and didn't turn out that way. But every week you come back saying you love how the effort is and how hard they're playing. Just what is it about the group that has not let them quit?
Well, I think first the assistant coaches. You know, I got a lot of young, exciting assistant coaches that have great attitudes, great work ethics, have been in the players' shoes. Most of them have been there where you're working as hard as you can. You should win the game. You don't win the game. What you do is you evaluate it, you make things better, and then you forget about it and come out and work harder. And our assistant coaches have done that. They've done a great job of it. And then the seniors have been the ones that have helped our players do it.
Seeing Kevon be able to have that big of an impact today, just what was open for him to be able to do that, and he took advantage of it.
Kevon makes me smile every day. Okay, he comes into the office every day at a certain time. It's after he's been at study hall, and walks around, says hi to every coach, has a smile on his face. Sometimes has too old cowboy boots on, with his pants tucked inside of him. Style needs a little help. But man, he makes everybody smile every single day. And he just has a great attitude. In practice, he practices as hard as he possibly can. He's kind of been the self-appointed captain by the players. He's out there in front of the team, helps everybody he possibly can. So when he plays well, I smile a lot.
Coach, today's game, senior day, last home game here at Plaster for those guys, but also it's cold, you guys are down a few times, but to see you guys come back, pull this one out, and I was on the field after the game, and the excitement that those players had with that win. How much fun is that for you as a coach to kind of see that whole thing come to fruition when today, you know, with the cold and everything, could have just went the other way?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was great to see the fight and how hard they worked, and the attitude at halftime and the belief at halftime. But the effort, you know, I think our players really put the effort out there. You could see it. You could see the hustle, the extra effort. I'm just really proud of them, and it was cold. I know there was a couple times there in the fourth quarter where I started seeing my breath, and I went, oh, man, it is cold out here. And I got a lot of clothes on, too.
I thought you were from Montana.
I am from Montana. That's why I'm from Montana. I'm tired of the cold. That's why I'm from Montana.
Just the way Montre was able to impact this game. He had the great return, but then they started kicking away from him, and it turns into mistakes on their end. Just not even just a return, but what can a dangerous returner like that do everywhere else away from the game?
Yeah, you're right there for sure. I mean, he's affected a lot of games where they kick to him and he runs one back for a touchdown early in the year. He has a huge return today. And then they say, well, we can't kick to him, so we got our secret weapon out there in Ciale. He's probably all over the internet again. He's the greatest kid in the world. You know, it's so much fun to see him do that. But, you know, it affects their kickoff coverage team, and those returns helped our offense. They helped our confidence. They helped our, you know, go score and win the game. So it's a huge team. I really like our kickoff return team. They work extremely hard at it.
And the secondary has had some struggles this year, whether it's pass rush not getting there and a lot of time being given, but they held that offense to 10 yards of passing in the first half, and they had a good drive to start the second half, but nothing too much after that. Just what did that group do so well throughout this week today?
We really wanted to tighten up our coverage, and they did it. You know, they played press, they had confidence, they played technique. There was a lot of close balls. They didn't win many of the 50-50 balls, if any. We got one PI on it. But that was the game plan going in, was to have tight coverage and make him make throws and tight throws. And I was just really happy with our secondary. You know, they've stuck together, and they've rotated some guys in there, and they all played well together.